Welcome back, everybody. Today's video is going to be about 45 ACP. Both rounds in front of the camera are 45 ACP. The one on the left is a 200 grain round nose, and the one on the right is a 185 grain hollow point. Two of my favorite rounds to load for 45 ACP. But today I'm going to be showing you guys all the steps on the press, what they do to the brass, and all the way up until the finished product of how it looks before, during, and after reloading, and all the steps in between. And today I'm going to be loading that round on the left. I'm going to be loading 200 grain round nose in 45 ACP. So let's go ahead and head on over to the press and let's get this show on the road. Alright, so a couple things starting out that you're going to want to have handy. You're going to want to have a good set of calipers. You need those anytime you're reloading. You're going to want to pick out your bullets. Like I said, I'm going to load 200 grain round nose. And then you need to have your brass already shined and run through the tumbler ready to go. As you can see, they still all have their spent primers in them. And after that, you need to pick out what powder you're using. I load all my pistol ammo with Universal. So this is my all-around powder. It works good in 9, 40, and 45. So I use one powder for all three of my pistol rounds. So I'm going to go ahead and get this thing started. Grab my first piece of brass. My first die here is going to be a resized decapping die. So I'm going to run this first round through slow to show you guys all the steps, and then I'm going to load a few rounds a little bit faster just to show you how quick it can be. So now this brass has a new primer on it and it's resized. Next thing you do, you go to your expander die. Now if you look at this brass, if I can get it just right, you can kind of see the lip just a little bit right here. But that right there, the expander die bells out the mouth of the case. So that way you can take your bullet and your bullet fits inside the case just like that. So that way it's easier, you can just set it on top, run it up in your die, and it allows your bullet to actually go inside the case. So that's the point of going through an expander die. After the expander die, it's ready to go up and catch a charge. So that right there just now put powder in the case. I use, let's see, 6.1 grains of Universal in my 200 grain round nose, 45 ACP. Next step after your powder charge, go ahead and drop your bullet on there. You don't even have to hold it, because when you expand it right, just enough for the bullet to set in there, it'll just hold itself. Run it into the bullet seating and crimp die. And now you have a finished product, 45 ACP, 200 grain round nose. My die is a seating and crimping die, so it does both in one step, which I don't mind for pistol, but with rifle I don't like it. But it's a little bit more of a hassle to get set up. But once you get it set up, you can run it the same all day long. Okay, so now that I showed y'all around, going around showing you each step to make the 200 grain round nose 45 ACP, all the way from resizing, expander die, powder charge, and then seating and crimping. Now I'm going to go ahead and run through a couple rounds and show you guys how it goes at a steady pace. Pistol ammo is a lot more simple than rifle ammo to load. It's not as picky. So you can actually, once you get in the groove, you can actually get some pretty good speed and really get pumping out some rounds. As long as you have everything set up right, it usually can go pretty quick. You can see how I'm going here, how having either a case feeder or a bullet feeder would speed this up tremendously, but I don't have either or. So I just make do with what I got, which I'm not in no race, so there's no reason why I need to go any faster than what I'm going now, really. I'm not in no huge press for time or anything like that. I'll go ahead and do this right here for y'all, and that'll be enough. Once again, finished product, 200 grain round nose 45 ACP. That right there's every step of the reloading process all the way up to the finished product. Until next time, guys.